Hey, all you guys watching the 2023 Basketball World Cup. Everyone else, I suggest you tune out, because this is a review of the group stage. The teams have already played 3 games each and decided who deserves to move forward, and who's going fishing and preparing for the next season. Let's start from the beginning. Let's kick it off with Group A, Angola versus Italy. Here's what the Italian powerhouse forward does with the opponent's rim. Nice spin move.
Well, Montero only able to make 2 for 3 for the charity stripe. The Italians still with a 1-point lead. Montero goes in again.
Italians show they're ready for misses. And here's a sweet last-second three-pointer from Angola. In the Philippines versus Dominican Republic match, Karl Anthony Towns showed who's in charge. Jordan Clarkson from the Philippines dancing past the defender. And he kept delivering those layups. Another layup. Philippines and Angola have already been eliminated from the tournament, but unexpectedly, the Dominican Republic took the top spot in the group, led by their young leader, Karl Anthony Towns. He draws the opponent's defense and creates more space for his teammates. Here's an extra pass. And another one. Even hitting a 3 like that. And another one. Overall, Group A is clear, as is Group B. It's all clear there too. 4 national teams: Serbia, South Sudan, Puerto Rico, China, and the group stage is already finished. South Sudan versus Puerto Rico. There was a lead like this from the Puerto Ricans. And a three-pointer from 8 meters. There, that's Steph's influence. And this is some Kyrie Irving move. South Sudan wasn't falling behind either, making a powerful save in defense and a full-court pass, a dunk with a foul as the icing on the cake. Did someone order 2 block shots? Overtimes were quite common in the group stage, and the Puerto Rico-South Sudan game was no exception. But Puerto Rico proved stronger, even though they didn't advance from the group. China versus Serbia. The game between China and Serbia was also rich in highlights. A powerful spin move and a dunk. Both teams treated us to some great ball movement. What a Chinese treat. But the Serbs were right there too, playing off the ball and an extra pass in style. The game ended with just a single point separating them, and China finds itself out of the next stage. Group C was a treat for the fans, not just because the United States played there, but also because there was a team from Jordan. Although the team itself doesn't interest us and we won't see them further in the tournament, they did manage to delight us with a young Kobe Bryant, or rather his young embodiment from Jordan, Hollis Jefferson. He's emulating the Mamba's playing style so closely that he has already won basketball fans' hearts. Moreover, this young guy really tried to carry his team through the group stage. In a match against New Zealand, he even scored a whopping 39 points. Unfortunately, his team won't proceed further, but he was able to give us such fond memories of the old Kobe. Just look at this 2-footed dunk, and he spins just like the Mamba. And this three-pointer, just a minute before the end of the game, nearly tying the score, shows that Jefferson is emulating not only the playing style, but also the Mamba's mentality. A 3 with a foul. He even sank the free throw and sent the game to overtime. Unfortunately, Jordan lost in overtime, but we remembered the player. Hopefully the Lakers will sign him. But then a young white guy from Los Angeles turned it on, and the US team shone. And Anthony Edwards even allowed himself this, and this. In general, Americans know how to shoot from beyond the arc, which saves them. Everyone was waiting for the match between the USA and Jordan, which meant nothing for both teams, just to see how the Kobe Bryant copy would perform against the USA. Let's just say he showed what he needed to.
Coaching staff, you want to play to your potential.
Although at the beginning of the match, it made you want to cry seeing how Jordan was playing. The first 4 points were solely from the 24th jersey. Give the ball to Kobe. Give him the ball. Several determined drives to draw a foul. I just couldn't resist inserting this moment. What is this white guy doing? Jefferson from Jordan delighted us, but unfortunately, he lacked that very mentality that Kobe preached. In Group D, the leaders were Lithuania and Montenegro. Vucevic showed some vintage moves. He even executed a proper steal. And what's this? Well, they couldn't stop him in Egypt, not at all. Plus 15 for Montenegro. In these championships, many national teams build their game primarily around big players, as basketball is more classic here than in the NBA. The Lithuania-Mexico match was no exception. Look at how Jonas Valanciunas feels.
Loses the battle with Valanciunas. And Valanciunas!
He simply has no match. Although Mexicans are quite familiar with the three-point line, thanks to them, they stayed in the game because challenging the robust Lithuanians under the hoop was incredibly tough. And Jonas even managed to disrupt attacks after rebounds. Group E was a disappointment for the tournament hosts. After all, Japan couldn't make it out of the group, but Australia did. Isn't that the same thing? The Japanese clearly lacked physical skills in the match. They were quite easily taken one-on-one. Like here, or here, and even from the full court. Although Watanabe could show something, well, the match ended as if the Japanese hadn't quite grasped basketball yet. And on the other hand, representatives from the Pacific, the Australians, gave the Finns a hard time. Even when it seemed like everything was going wrong, they managed to score. Although, Markkanen could have entertained a bit in the beginning, but he wasn't enough for the whole match. Patty Mills showed how the Kangaroos play.
Giddy gets to Mills. Contact comes and Mills delivers.
Something incredible started in the third quarter. The Finnish team went for a smoke, and the Australians gained a solid advantage. And this is how they did it, and continued doing it. And here, Timothy Clement displayed his skills. With Group F, it's not clear yet. Slovenia won 2 matches, Georgia won 2 matches but lost one as well, and the current situation is unknown at the moment of making this video. Georgia, for such a small country, displayed decent basketball. I won't say anything about Slovenia, there's magic there. He kept pulling off stuff like this throughout the game. In this group, aside from Luka, there was nothing extraordinary. All matches were expected and there was no real competition. Quite a pity. Let's see how the Slovenians perform in different circumstances. Group G is also playing their matches at the moment, but it's already clear that Spain will definitely advance to the next stage. They play tough and skillfully. In other words, conquistadors. Just look at this ball movement. Although there were some slip-ups too. The Spanish play team basketball and that's their strength. On the other hand, Ivory Coast played relying on individual skills. Like here.
But he knew his teammate was there.
Down the lane, they stopped.
1, 2 passes and a shot, like school kids. Brazil played against Iran, and after that match, Iran should forget about basketball. It was a disgrace. The final score difference was 41 points. I cried watching this match. This is what sanctions do to a country. Just look at how the Brazilians play. They are playing against the chips, not the players. I advise not to pay attention to the score while watching the highlights. The last and most unexpected group of this tournament. Why unexpected? Because France played there. One of the contenders for the World Cup couldn't even make it out of the group. What a shame. Viva la France, as they say. But Canada and Latvia made us happy, especially Canada. They just bulldozed through all the teams. The Latvians even tried to press the Canadians in defense, but it resulted in this. But it's worth noting that their offense was good. Lithuania even led at some point during the match. Then it turned into this, and this, and even this. But the way the Latvians feel each other, it's pleasant to watch. Although the final score is sad, 101-75, Canadians are heading for the World Cup. And the French barely managed to win against Lebanon. Against whom? Yes, against Lebanon. I don't even know where Lebanon is on the map. De Colo got this block shot, and Rudy Gobert delivered a dunk. And there were turnovers too, I won't hide that. Throughout the match, it seemed like Lebanon would take the game and France would go home without a victory. This three-pointer with character significantly boosted morale. But the French know how to break through defenses. A plus 6-point difference secured France's victory. But what's the point of such a victory? The World Cup continues, and soon the hot playoff days will begin. Which national team are you rooting for? What stands out more for you? France's elimination or the young incarnation of Kobe Bryant? Write in the comments down below and don't forget to subscribe.